This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
You all ready for this? Mm-hmm. Dun 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 dun.
No.
Y'all,
just
this
stop.
Is a sham.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? Good weekend?
Awesome. I was in LA, hung out with the kids. Elijah had his birthday. Life is good.
Beautiful, man.
Gigantic kids. I got my youngest his first phone, so it was a big weekend.
Al, I don't think people understand, Al, how much you travel and back and forth. Like before this show, well, a little bit earlier, before the other show, you pop off a plane, come here, boom, and then on the weekend, you go see your kids.
It's a road comic right there.
Yeah, that's my road gig. It's my kids.
And or loving father. Let's go with that one. Let's go with the second one. But yes. All right, guys, let's jump right in. Kanye West, well, he spent his weekend trashing his ex on social media. I'm sure he did a couple other things. Kanye shared a series of now deleted posts on Instagram that went after Kim. He said Kim accused him of being on drugs, stealing from the Kardashians, and kidnapping their daughter by not giving him the address to her birthday party a few weeks ago. We touched on that last week. He also wrote that Kim accused him of putting a hit out on her. But in brighter news, Kanye was seen with 3 of his kids at Sunday service in LA. So
good to see you bounce back.
That was an interesting twist. Good cover, maybe, quote unquote. But some people have had enough. One woman on Twitter wrote, Kim and Kanye, remove us from the chat, please.
That's hilarious.
I saw that. I thought it was so good.
That's funny.
Or you could stop following them yourself.
You don't have to be following either one of them in order to
Everywhere.
get all the tea. I mean, it's on, everybody's reposted it. It is everywhere. You just can't, you have to commit to not looking at your phone, which is what you do when people put you in group chats anyway. Like, you just stop looking at your phone because there's too much information coming in at one time, and it's not necessary.
And it's also like really personal and weird. Like at this point, I hate to be Bummer Town, but I do feel like restraining orders at some point are going to be put into place between the two of them. I've seen a bad divorce, which goes on for years, and it gets so mean. It gets horrible, and it's starting to feel like that. They have so much money, it could go on and on and on. So this worries me. It's a bad sign.
Well, that's how you know it's personal. It's because they have so much money.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a situation where between the two of us we make $100,000, so we're going to take a significant hit on our lives depending on what the judge says. I understand the kind of back and forth. When you have enough money to separate quite easily and never miss it and never really deal with the other person, and you're still sending those texts, Erica, you're still threatening people online, Jeff, that tells me that this is never going to end. And when I think Kim is slowly starting to realize that love and hate, when that love is so intense by this genius, this incredible person, that love, it's equal only to the relentless attack on your personal and mental health every single day. And I don't know when this is going to end. I don't know about restraining orders because he's not really coming towards her physically. It's online.
Media, right. Is there, I mean, there is no answer here, and I don't want to say, well, who's right or wrong, but should Kim be replying to some of these crazy messages that are now deleted that Kanye puts out there? I'm not saying it's her responsibility to, so don't think I'm saying that. But, like, should she be answering these things on social media and kind of getting involved with Kanye when she knows how deep and how emotional and sometimes manic he could be?
Well, to me, completely from the outside, just involuntarily in the group chat, it does appear, it does appear that Kim has been she hasn't been meeting him, tweet for tweet.
Right.
Hasn't really said very much, but when she does speak, it's very much like to the depth of what's happening, and that's what she released this weekend. It was a little bit more like, I'm happy to work with you if you would ask your third attorney that you've hired in the past year, kind of putting herself out there to say, I'm trying to work within this, but this person isn't easily worked with.
Yeah.
So, I do not envy this situation at all.
And I just want to say quickly, at this point, I think Kim's probably talking to lawyers before she tweets or texts anything, because at this point, it's really become against her brand, and they protect that brand more than anything in the world.
Well, we'll be talking about tomorrow. Some good news from the Kardashian Jenner family. Let's get to some good news, right? Kylie Jenner has given birth to her second child with Travis Scott and it's a boy. Kylie posted this sweet photo of her daughter Stormy holding her baby brother's hand. The baby arrived last Wednesday, a day after Stormy's birthday. I see problems in the future with that. But so far, she has not released a name. I don't know why. I want to know what the baby's name is.
That's why. You gotta build it. These people are show people with their lives. Like, instead of having a big announcement about like, oh, we're merging AT&T and so, like, their thing is like, we're gonna keep it under wraps and then we're gonna make a big announcement about the baby's name. Where I'll be like, my son's name's Elijah. Like, they don't do that.
They know what they're doing.
Out, and that's why we're talking about them, and that's why we're all in the group chat. They know how to make their lives very entertaining for a lot of people.
I think it's cool he was born on 2222, which
cool.
I wonder if
that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Didn't she have a C-section the first time?
Yeah, I believe so, and we can check on that, but I wonder if she picked that. That day is supposed to be really auspicious and really lucky for a lot of people.
That'd be a lot.
And I wonder if the name has anything with 2 in it, because it's the second baby. What if it's just 2?
Is that your guess? I mean, I don't even know where to begin with the
Name
guesses.
your second child 2?
No,
like,
you don't.
Like
You
7.
don't even
Is this the
suggest.
Who's?
7, remember from
This is why
Seinfeld?
I worry about Tori saying things. Because she's going to take the word two and send us down a whole different path, and we cannot find our way back.
What if it's like second or something? Like North?
Yeah, every child should want the name second.
Well, they pick interesting names. Chicago, Saint. Yeah, I guess you're right. I think it's interesting.
Let's call you Silver Medal.
You didn't make it.
You are not our favorite. But
Yeah,
hey,
right,
you got a medal. All right, so the Razzie nominations, well, they're out. The awards celebrate the worst of the worst in film. So let's get to it. Jared Leto picked up a nomination for his role as Paolo Gucci in The House of Gucci. Many criticize his over-the-top performance and ridiculous Italian accent. But get this, he's also up for a Critics' Choice Award and Screen Actors Guild Award for the same role. So somebody thought he was good.
Well, yeah, that happened with Sandra Bullock.
Yeah, that's right. And she accepted her Razzie.
She went to
about that weird woman character she was playing, like a stalker woman. What was the character she was playing? Something.
I don't remember, but she won a Razzie and got nominated for like a real award. And
like
she went
Academy
to both.
Award or something.
Yeah, and she gave a speech for both. It was funny.
That's cool.
All right, how about Ben Affleck? He's also up for a Razzie for his role in The Last Duel. Some people on social media took issue with his bleached hair, eyebrows, and beard. According, Tori was one of them.
No, that just looks ridiculous.
Is it because we know
Yes.
him? Do you think it has to be like a Game of Thrones where like we're introduced kind of to these characters for the most part? And so like could you look at any celebrity with dyed hair and be like, that's so-and-so?
I didn't see that, and I did not recognize that man as Ben Affleck.
Oh, I thought that was
y'all just
that
too
was a
into
still
it.
photo.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize. Okay, go ahead.
All right. How about LeBron James also scored a nom for Space Jam, A New Legacy. It's also up for Worst Film. Wow.
Really?
Listen,
A New
I watched
Legacy.
that. I mean, he's a basketball player, and they put him in this movie. He's not an actor.
That was just weird.
There was always going to be, there's always this weird, like, old school, new school. You know, it's like, oh, he's no Jordan, or he's better than Jordan. It's like, there's always something that has to do with this old school, new school thing. LeBron James is a brilliant showman, okay? His work on, what was the first movie? Trainwreck.
He was excellent. Excellent.
Amazing.
He was
I
really
do
good.
understand that he was playing himself.
Yeah, he was.
However, he did it so well.
I think people don't like him because he's so good at what he does,
Of
and people
course.
just like to chop you down.
Of
So when you
course.
go outside your comfort zone and try to act, people are like, "You stink." Really?
Yes.
No, you literally stink because you haven't been outside for like 2 weeks. You stink.
It's like the shearing of the goat. It's like everybody wants to take the cover off and to expose these people. It's like, can't the man just be talented and fine? Leave him alone,
Apparently
okay?
not. Apparently not. And
Talent and fine can be a thing.
Tell me about it. I live with it every day.
And Diana, the musical, we have to get to this, which closed on Broadway after only 40 shows, got the most noms with 9.
Oh.
I think Razzies are awesome. We need a little Razzie in our lives. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
We don't have enough on a daily basis?
Well, I just think that.
Do you want to read the comments?
No, I'm just saying it takes down the self-congratulations aspect of the award show, which people are not feeling right now.
I also think that it does help with the actor when they do accept it and take it.
It's funny,
take it in
right?
jest. Is it kind of makes them more relatable? It's not like it kind of shows everybody that like even an A-list actor can put out a stinker every once in a while, acknowledge it, and move on.
Like
So
Sandra Bullock did a nice job when she
great.
accepted and gave this like heartwarming speech
I
at the
think Tom
Razzie.
Green got one too, and he
I'm
was really
sure
fun.
that's funny.
Well, I'm sure it's good for Ben Affleck when you're spiraling out of control and then you stop drinking and your family hates you to try a role and step out of your comfort zone, and everyone wants to give you an award for being the worst at it. So I'm sure he's loving that right now. Congrats, Ben Affleck. Coming up on DBL, our interview with the fabulous Paris Hilton. She gives us the inside scoop on her 3-day wedding celebration. Plus, Scarlett Johansson and her hubby, Colin Yost. Yost, right?
Jost.
Is it not Yost?
It's Jost.
Razzie. Don't worry, you're going to check them out and coming up next.
Closed captioning provided by.
Hi, I'm.
Lori, Erica, Jeff, and Sam.
Leveled up. I'm here for it.
Real conversations are on DBL.
I like that.
Very nice. DBL, all new every day.
Jeffrey, there is a new show
On Netflix?
called.
I almost was going to text you.
I was gonna say,
Murderville?
no, that I've
I spit all
already
over
seen.
it. You
Murderville.
did?
But guess what else? There's one on ABC, I believe, called Ghosts. And it's with the guy from Veep. And
Oh,
they're
the
all, they
comedy?
Live, they
I heard
live
it's
with
actually
funny
really
ghosts.
good.
I heard it's funny too.
Yeah, my dad watches
A good friend
it.
of
He
mine
said it's pretty
is the editor on that
Is
show.
that right?
good. So I heard that show's pretty good. But Murderville, is it called Murderville?
I think so.
It's a comedy on Netflix, but so it's like a murder,
Like
and it's all improv. And the guest person, I just watched the first one with Conan O'Brien.
It's so good.
So Conan O'Brien, he doesn't know what's going on in the scene, but he has to figure out the murder, right? So it's all sketch improv, and they're laughing during the whole thing. And I was watching it, I
cannot
actually
wait
thought
for
about
this.
you. I was going to text you, and I was like, I don't know.
Is
Thanks,
anybody
thanks for
watching?
that. Thanks for that effort.
Is
I had a murder
Tori,
party many times.
Did you start watching We Are All Dead? All of Us Are Dead?
Oh, I saw the zombie
No one's
movie,
watching
zombie
this?
TV
No.
show.
The Korean
The
zombie.
Korean
zombie.
high school zombie?
Do zombies ever get over?
I'm
No,
tired
this
of the
one's-
zombies.
It's really good.
I feel like a
They're
zombie.
the fast. I don't like slow zombies. I like fast World War Z zombies.
I feel you. Yeah.
These are like the scary.
Because the Walking Dead zombies,
ones
dude,
that
you're
pile up.
over. You're over. Stick it in your brain, we get it. The fake CGI blood, we get it.
Also, did the guy with the bow and arrow ever miss?
I don't know. I know
Are you
what you
serious?
mean. I know what you mean. And where does he get his arrows back? Does he,
He
go
goes
and
in-
take it?
he
You gotta
goes-
clean
I'm
it.
going to get him back.
They do, but
They
like
do.
that, do you know how long? Have you ever tried to pull an arrow out of anything? It's
Right.
impossible. You'll cut
Sticky.
your
It's a
hand.
little soft. At this
Why don't?
point.
Okay, I feel like I
mushy.
quit The Walking Dead, and I'm so proud of it. Like I stopped drugs because it was that addicting. Why don't you just cover yourself in blood all the time,
Right.
and then they don't come after
Some
you?
did. The Skins did. Did you watch it later?
I think-
Yeah, but it's like Welcome back. The Super Bowl is less than a week away, and already we're starting to see some of the high-priced commercials that are aired during the big game. So ads this year are reportedly going for $6.5 million for just 30 seconds. That's the highest ever. So let's see what we think of some of these. Up first, check out Scarlett Johansson and her husband Colin Jost. Their new ad for Alexa.
Alexa, it's game day.
Streaming football on Prime Video. Closing blinds. Chilling rosé. Rosé?
Well, it's an afternoon game.
It's like she can read your mind. Your mind.
I think that might backfire because we don't want Alexa to be listening like that.
Well, it's that you're asking for one command and
it
then
gets
it
everything.
sets up everything. Because, I mean, right now, when I say a lot of people, I mean, at our house, we have like, I'm talking to her, and I'll spare you saying her name. I'm talking to her for a solid like 30 to 60 seconds to just get everything going. So if one command would say to do everything,
I see.
you know, there you go.
see.
You're not saying that because if we say it on television, they're at home.
People
will
at home
go
will
off?
hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
Really? Alexa. Yeah, I want everyone's to go off.
No.
It's only like 4
It's
people.
so annoying. It's annoying when
All
people
right.
do that.
Up next, we've got Paul Rudd and Seth Rogen going on a trip down memory lane for Lay's potato chips.
Nervous? Oh, Lay's. Brings back so many good memories. Remember our road trip in '97? Our first real heart-to-heart?
I've never seen any of your movies, not even the ones we're in together.
That's great, and they do such a good job, like with things you already know, like Lay's chips. It's hard to reinvent yourself.
Right.
So they usually with these commercials go down the memory lane, and I think a lot of people they want you to think about your best friend and your road trip, and it kind of made me think about that in that commercial. So that was really good.
Nostalgia is always key for a commercial like that. When you think, oh yeah, and you're like, I need a pack of those right now, but they are 80% air.
Hating on Lay's.
Sorry.
Wow. All right.
All potato chips.
Pete Davidson is starring in a Hellmann's Mayo commercial all about tackling food waste.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Mom's already tackling food waste, Mayo. It's a big guy.
Sorry, man. Had to.
I get it. I'm very hittable.
I love how Pete Davidson will always just like let the joke just land on him.
Yeah.
He does that. He knocks that out of the park, and he's getting paid some major coin to do it this time. So
He totally is. Self-deprecation, as I know, can be a very good way to make fun of yourself. And if you have no ego about it and say that I'm like very hittable, he knows how many people are like annoyed by him or whatever. I think it's a great. I don't really get the commercial. I didn't get Mayo, if that's a real player, if that's supposed to be the mayo in the sandwich.
What? He's a player. He's a player. He's a football player.
Okay, but tackling the food, I just didn't get it.
Kind of like this self-deprecating thing, making fun of yourself.
No, I just didn't get did you get the commercial?
I didn't understand it either, but I did understand Pete saying, I understand I'm hittable.
Me too.
Yeah.
Is it brought to us by like people that don't want us to waste food to give to other people?
It's brought to
to be
us by
perfectly honest, I'm not even sure if that's a player. Is that a player?
It is, yes.
Are you sure?
Gerard Mayo, he played a middle linebacker for the Patriots.
Okay.
Right. Remember him?
How about this? Watch the game because it's a football game, not a commercial.
But people watch just for the commercials. I think a lot of people do because these are almost like little 30-second movies. If you're spending $6.5 million, I mean, you're going to go
I think
all
you just
out.
wasted your money if you spent $6.5 million because we don't understand what happened.
I did understand that, but I do think the Super Bowl is more than just a game. I think it's a pop culture.
All right, let's get out of here before we really get canceled.
So
coming up on DBL, Paris Hilton chats with us all about her recent 3-day wedding celebration. She's going to save us. Does she regret having such a big event?
Nobody wants to pay more in taxes than they have to. That's also the case with the act of filing your taxes. Many companies say they offer free filings, only to later charge a fee. Some social media users complain they hide the completely free options. So let's verify. Can you file your federal income taxes for free? Our sources are the Free File Alliance, the Internal Revenue Service, AARP, and Cash App. The short answer is yes, but how easy that is depends on your income and some other factors. If your household has an adjusted gross income of less than $73,000, then you have the most options when it comes to filing for free. The easiest way is through a partnership between the IRS and the Free File Alliance, a nonprofit coalition of tax software companies that offer their prep services free of charge to eligible Americans. What if your household earns more than $73,000? If you're a senior, then AARP and the IRS have programs to help, regardless of your income. There's also Cash App Taxes, which allows almost everyone to use their software for free. Everyone can also e-file their federal taxes for free through the IRS's website, but you'll have to do most of the calculations yourself. Instead, the IRS offers fillable forms that only do basic math calculations. So, it's true. Most people can file their federal taxes for free, if you're willing to jump through a few hoops. Many of the Free File Alliance companies will also offer to do your state taxes for free if you also file your federal taxes with them, as will Cash App Taxes. Otherwise, many states have free fillable electronic forms, just like the IRS. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Can you imagine being Paris Hilton and having the wedding of 2021? We sat down with Paris and she admitted to us that she might have done things differently. Check it out.
Our next guest does not need an introduction. Please welcome Paris Hilton to DBL. Welcome back.
Hey guys.
Hi. Okay, so I've been wanting to ask you this. Through Paris in Love, we of course saw everyone and their mom in your ear about how you should have handled your wedding. Whose opinion had the biggest influence on you?
Definitely my mom, because it's my mom and mothers know best, and no one knows how to throw a party like Kathy Hilton.
Has her own fans. I know. When we were walking in, they were like, Kathy, I need a pick, Kathy.
So Paris, in the docuseries, we also hear that you kind of got cold feet leading up to the wedding. Now that it's over, what's something that went wrong that only you know about that you could tell us?
Ooh.
You know, I think every bride experiences that, and it's something that normal happens, but I just realized I was just so stressed out. It was during Fashion Week when that happened, and my schedule was just nonstop. So I'm so grateful that I have Reset, because it's just changed my life, being able to really relax during the day and sleep soundly at night. So I'm so proud to be an investor into this product.
So let's talk more about Reset.
Yes,
How
please.
often did you have to use it during your wedding planning?
A lot. And it's just made such a difference. Like, I no longer feel the stress. I just feel calm and focused. And then being able to sleep at night is just a dream come true.
Paris, quick question. Looking back now with all the stress that it was and having that big wedding, would you do it all over again, or would you do something a little smaller?
Definitely. Carter and I were talking about it, and he's like, we have to have another wedding, just something that's more intimate, not with 50 cameras.
Before I was with Carter, I used to be obsessed with going out. I guess I'm now one of those boring people who just like staying at home with their future husband.
So we're definitely going to renew our vows for sure.
Very interesting. All right, so your podcast just announced its spin-off, Trapped in Treatment. What abuse will be exposed about the secrets and practices of boarding schools? And do you think they need to be revamped altogether, in your opinion?
Yes, definitely. I'm so proud of this new podcast. Obviously, it's something that comes from deep in my heart. And I think it's just so important to really share my platform so that all the survivors can use their voice. Also, old employees that used to work at these places, families and parents who have been traumatized by what their children have went through, senators, people just who can help make a difference. And the whole point is just to raise as much awareness as possible so people are as horrified as we are about what's happening, and will help change this so it stops.
What you speaking out has been so important. I mean, on a personal note, a lot of us know people who have been in this situation, didn't have the platform that you had, and it has truly, truly made a difference in their lives that you've spoken out so candidly about it. So I know that's appreciated. But on a happier note, you talk about wanting to be a mom, and I'm 40. I've talked about wanting to be a mom. What's the best advice that your mom has given you about becoming a parent? What is your feeling about becoming a mom at this point in your life?
I'm so excited. I've lived such a full life, and I just cannot wait for this next chapter. And I think, I've always been so focused on my work, but my mom said, you can do it all. Like, you're like a superhero. You can do everything. You can be a mom and you can run an empire. I really believe that, and I know, and I just can't wait to have my babies.
Oh, Paris, if anybody can do it, you can do it. Trust us. Thanks so much for joining us. And to our viewers out there, you can listen to the first 2 episodes of Trapped in Treatment out now, and the 2-episode wedding finale of Paris in Love is streaming now on Peacock. And make sure you hit up Reset too, because we all have anxiety with the pandemic. We're all need more sleep. So thank you, Paris. We appreciate you. Hope to see you soon.
Yes, thank you all. Have a beautiful day.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Beyond the bright lights of the nation's biggest annual sporting event, authorities for years have issued a dark warning, amping up ad campaigns and cracking down with sting operations like this one. The Super Bowl, they say, drives a surge in sex trafficking.
We know that the Super Bowl will increase this activity.
But let's verify. These are our sources, starting with Joan Reed. She's a criminology professor here on the University of South Florida's St. Petersburg campus. She leads a research lab devoted to studying human trafficking.
The research doesn't really support the idea that sex trafficking has a huge spike during the Super Bowl.
Reed says she has studied hundreds of trafficking case files over the past 15 years. none have ever specifically mentioned the Super Bowl. Research from the Global Alliance Against Trafficking Women, a worldwide network of non-governmental organizations, found no empirical evidence that trafficking increases around large sporting events after studying crime records during the World Cup, Olympics, and the Super Bowl. Yes, hundreds of arrests have been made in host cities over the years, but Reed says it doesn't necessarily mean an increase in the actual crime.
You're focusing that moment on that problem, and so you're going to see it more.
After the Super Bowl in Tampa last year, the Hillsborough County Sheriff announced 75 people have been arrested for trying to buy or sell sex. 3 of those people were actually charged with trafficking, and here's something even the sheriff admitted.
One thing we've learned is it's not just special events that create that human trafficking.
It's not just the Super Bowl.
No, not at all. Human trafficking is a problem 24/7. Unfortunately, especially in the state of Florida.
Kim Overman, who chairs the Hillsborough County Trafficking Commission, says Florida and Tampa Bay rank high in the nation for hotline calls to report suspected trafficking. And the Super Bowl, she says, is a big platform to raise awareness. But no, it is not the single biggest draw for this crime. Research shows no significant spike in sex trafficking around the Super Bowl.
Speed skating and short track are races on an iced oval, but most of the similarities end there. Speed skating or long track happens on a 400-meter oval. Short track ovals are 111 meters around. Due to more G-forces and cornering, short track speed skaters wear helmets and protective gear. The walls are also padded. Long track skaters wear tight, full body suits and don't wear helmets except for the mass start event. Short track skates are shorter and fixed in place, while long track skates are longer and hinged in the front. There are multiple skaters on the track for both individual and team short track events. Skaters advance through heats until they reach the final. Short track also has men's and women's team relays and will introduce a mixed relay in Beijing. In individual long track races, there are usually no more than 2 skaters on the track. They race against the clock, not each other. The best individual time wins gold. Long track also has team pursuit with 2 teams of 3 skaters racing simultaneously. Then there is the mass start, an individual event with up to 24 racers. Due to the increased risk of collision, they wear helmets similar to short track.
Welcome back to DBL. So, we didn't even talk about what we were going to talk about, but I have a question for you, Tori. What if you did a movie and you put your heart and soul into it, and then you got a Razzie for it? Would you take it as a joke, or would you really be hurt a little bit inside?
For some reason, I don't have an ego about that. As you can see when you make fun of me, I don't. I have an ego about other things, but I would be so honored. I'd show up full glam and give I want to thank my mom, my dad, my teachers.
I'd be hurt. You're better than me. I'd be hurt.
You would talk about it every day.
More followers.
No.
I'd be fine.
Okay. Bye.